Julian the Hawk Jackson. If you know boxing, you know his name sends chills down the spine of anybody who watches his highlight reels. He wasn't just a puncher, he was a knockout artist. One clean shot from Jackson and the lights were out. But behind these highlight reel knockouts was a man who combined skill, discipline, and raw, God-given power. So let's take a look at one of the hardest punchers in boxing history, Julian the Hawk Jackson. Julian Jackson was born in 1960 in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. He turned professional in 1981, fighting out of a small island that rarely produced world champions. But from the beginning, he was different. Jackson's power was special, not built in the gym, but something natural. Even in his early fights, opponents were getting stopped cold with a single punch. He tore through his first 29 opponents, most of them not lasting past a few rounds. Eventually, that caught the attention of the boxing world. In 1986, Jackson got his first title shot against Mike McCollum for the WBA Super Welterweight title. He lost that fight, but that was the only time he got stopped in his prime. And after that loss, he came back even more dangerous. 2 years later, Jackson knocked out the Korean champion in 3 rounds to win the WBA 154-pound title. From there, the Hawk took flight. He defended that title with brutal knockouts. Wayne Powell, Francisco de Jesus, Buster Drayton, all folded under his unreal punching power. And when you take a look at those knockouts, you see more than strength. You see the timing, the precision, and the composure. Jackson didn't waste punches. He was a patient fighter waiting for that perfect punch. Some of his knockouts looked like he was literally electrocuting guys. After clearing out the super welterweight division, he moved up to middleweight, and his knockout power came with him. He captured the WBC middleweight title by knocking out Harold Graham in 1990, and that knockout might be the most brutal, perfect punch in boxing history. Jackson was actually close to losing that fight. His eye was swollen, the referee was thinking about closing it. And then out of nowhere, Jackson threw one punch and ended it instantly. Graham went from dominating to unconscious in a few seconds. And you could really sum up Jackson's career by that. No matter how things were going, you were never safe. He would defend his middleweight title several times, but age and wear started to catch up to him. He lost twice to Gerald McClellan, a very good boxer at that time. He won the WBC world title back and then lost it in the next fight to Quincy Taylor. He kept fighting, racking up a few wins, but never won a world title again. He retired in 1988 with a record of 55 wins, 6 losses, and 49 knockouts. Julian Jackson is regarded as one of the hardest pound-for-pound punchers of all time, and I have to say, he's one of the most underrated boxers, let alone punchers, in history. For his size, the amount of power he had in just one punch. I mean, you usually see this stuff from heavyweights, right? Recently, right, for the younger guys, think of Deontay Wilder, but more skilled, okay, in a smaller body, all right? Julian Jackson was, of course, more skilled, but, of course, if you've been following boxing, you're younger, my age, all right, you look at Deontay Wilder, he was ending guys in one punch. He might be losing all on the cards through 5, 6, 7 rounds, and then one punch could end it. That's how Julian Jackson was, but of course more skilled, a better fighter. Okay, those one punches could turn the fight around instantly. We can think of guys like Mike Tyson, Thomas Hearns, George Foreman, Ernie Shavers as knockout artists. But guys like Julian Jackson need to be right up there in that conversation. Even more powerful, probably pound for pound, than all those guys. So I really wanted to make a video on Julian Jackson, one of the most underrated fighters, one of my favorite fighters. Just watching the highlight reels. He has one of the best highlight reels in boxing history, no doubt about it. Make sure to check them out on YouTube. So I really just wanted to make this video to really highlight Julian Jackson's career. I said he's a very underrated fighter. More people should be knowing about him. Of course, we think of all the heavyweights in history who are heavy punchers, or guys at super middleweight to light heavyweight, cruiserweight, a lot of the heavier divisions. We always think of those guys as the heavy punchers, and that is correct. But guys like Julian Jackson, for his weight, pound for pound, I just wanted to give him the credit, make this video to really highlight his career. And I also wanted to make some of these longer videos. I always make shorts, if you've been following me for a while, like 1-minute videos of guys' careers. Well, I really wanted to expand on Julian Jackson's career. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Make sure to comment down below what you guys think of Julian Jackson. What was your favorite part about him? What was your favorite knockout of his? Your favorite win of his? I really hope you guys enjoyed. Also, I want to plug my sponsor, that's Hayabusa. Okay, I have a sponsorship with them. Make sure to use the code ALEXD, Alex D, all caps. Link is down below in the description. Get a percentage off your order. I'm out, guys. Peace. Make sure to subscribe.